my entry would be right here. Doesn't matter. My entry would be right here. My stop loss would be right here, and my first target would be should be here. I don't know if I would have entered this at 110 pips, which luckily I made on this day. And this is a very low volatile day, not so much action, but my take profit would be somewhere around here. My first take profit. At this point, when I take profit, I would move. I would get out with 1/2 of my position and move my stop loss to break even on my second half of the position. However, in this case, the market moved quite a bit on the Asian session, which leaves hardly any. Let's leave the stop loss here for a second. Leaves hardly any room for take profit on my first target. It leaves hardly any room, and I would want my stop loss and my stop loss take profit ratio for at least the first one to be at least 1:1. Now in this case it's exactly 1:1, so I would have entered 22 pips, 20 pips. I take a 22 pip. This being a Friday, I have 22 pips risk versus 20 pips gain. Being a Friday, I would have not taken this trade, because the way that I think about this is that my first half of the trade is basically to give me just a little bit of profit and to cover the second half, but the juice, the real money, comes from the second part of the trade. And in this case, I don't see a potential for the second part of the trade. Being a Friday, given the fact if the market went only up to here and not all the way here, then this would have given me much more room. Let's suppose that it did not go all the way here, but it went here. This would have given me much more room for profit on my first trade. See, this is still 110, but instead of 20 pips, I would have had 52 pips potential, and this would have been significant. However, this here does not leave me much. This being a Friday, I would have not taken the trade. I would have just I would have just looked at the setup and say, no, there is not real potential for me to make good money. So I would have just stay out of the market, wait for Monday, or this is the Sunday evening. This is the opening of the Asian on a Sunday evening, when the market came out and it gave us a big jump here, but as if to cover for this Friday. But doesn't matter. This was not the best of days, and some days are like that, and it's not the end of the world. But usually, let's look at the whole week. That we are on a Wednesday now, but this is the opening of the European session, and here is the opening of the London session. This is the opening of London. This is the opening of European. Now here is a much better setup. This is the high and this is the low, and this is the low. Just a second. So my entry right here is the break of the Asian session, the pullback. This is the pullback, and this here is the entry. Right here is the entry, and the stop loss would have been somewhere around here, and the first take profit would have been 110 pips from here. 110 pips from here is this. Let's mark it. $110 pips from here. No, our stop loss should be here. Seven and a half pips. That's okay. So we make 30 pips. We risk 27 pips on our first trade, on our first half of the trade, and we move our stop loss here after our trade is our first trade is finished, and we would have been taken out. The market really just retraced the whole day. It just retraced. So this day we would have had 30 pips. The other day we would have not traded. Now right here, this is yesterday. One and two. And this is the high of the day, and this is the low of the day. And we get our first entry right here. We get our first entry right here. One, two, and three. Now sometimes I will wait, unless there is a big move, I will wait for the London to open, but yeah, it could be. Sometimes I will wait, this being just a tiny small break of the height, and given the fact that the height is right here, I might wait for this or for the London, something like this. But it doesn't matter. I would have not been taken out here. Even if I entered right here. Rules are rules, but nevertheless there is some discretion sometimes. But